Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is ABeardedSage, and I'm going to do something a little bit different, something that I don't normally do, actually something that I've never done before. I am going to do a news feed episode, and anyone who's watched my channel for a long time knows that I don't usually do news feeds. I don't talk about video game news, I don't talk about MMO news, anything like that. But as you'll see from my wallpaper here, some of you may be familiar with this, some of you may not be familiar with this, but there is a game called Star Citizen, and I don't think I have ever been as excited for an upcoming game as I have been for Star Citizen since The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, when I was a little kid. This game is going to be fan-freaking-tastic. It's everything that I've wanted in a persistent open-world MMO. It's a space simulator game, and it allows you to basically do anything and everything you've ever wanted to do in outer space. You want to trade? Do you want to be a trader? Do you want to go out into space and find an asteroid belt that's loaded with valuable mineral deposits and mine it and then bring it back and sell it on the market? You can do that at great risk to yourself, because the entire world is open for you to be assaulted. There are certain areas that are safer than others because they're policed, so you can send out distress beacons, and then the AI police will come and they will rescue you and try to attempt to take down the people that are pirating you and attacking you. But I think there's time limits into how long it takes for the police to actually get to your locations and everything. So, you could potentially be pirated very quickly, killed, and then your ship taken, scrapped and stuff. Different ships that you buy, you can actually buy insurance for if you want to. You don't have to, I don't think, but if you buy insurance, then if anything happens to your ship, it'll be replaced. So that's something to consider. It's a pretty cool addition. Star Citizen. If we look at it, here's the main website right here, which is at robertspaceindustriescom/Star Citizen. So there's all sorts of different things. They introduced the 300 series from Origin Jump Works, and the 300 series is basically down here there are the packages which you can purchase, and each of them, after you pay for something. This is the Kickstarter that they did. They originally only needed about $2 million to really get the game up and running. As you can see, they have exceeded the $2 million that they wanted to make a really true space sim game by a substantial margin. They have over $10.5 million raised, almost $11 million. That is absurd. It is the most effective crowd-funded game ever, so far. And as you can see, this is from the opening. They said I was dead. They said console was the future. Now they say mobile and tablets are the future. I almost thought that said tables. I say to you, the reports of my death have been greatly exaggerated. I am a PC game. Look at this. All of this that you're seeing right here, and I am a space sim, is rendered in the game engine. This isn't a cutscene that they spent extra money on. This is all what it will look like when you are playing the game. This is how beautiful it can potentially be if you have the PC and the graphics card, the processor to run it. These are the ships that you can get. That is a Bengal class carrier. You can purchase that in-game, and you can have an entire crew of your own loaded on your carrier ship. That is a Drake Cutlass. That is a pirating ship. Drake Industries in the game, they say that they don't make their ships for pirating, but obviously a lot of people buy their ships for pirating. So here you go. This is all real. This is what you do when you get inside of the game, when you launch your ship, when you get inside of your ship. These are the types of things that you come to expect. Also, the game supports Oculus Rift. And if you don't know what the Oculus Rift is, it is a virtual reality headset that swivels your in-game camera when you turn your head. So basically, if you're in the sim, if you're playing the game and you see a ship zip by, you can turn your head in the real world and your character.
Hi, I'm Chris Roberts.
Will notice
Ever
those
since
games.
I saw Star Wars as a wide-eyed 8-year-old.
I'm gonna go ahead and stop it here. You can watch the rest of the video if you want, but I don't want to put the whole video up. But that's Chris Roberts. He's the one who's basically doing this, and he's famous for quite a few other games that he's made. And I think he got into film for a while. He left the game circuit, and then he came back. He tossed this idea to the actual production companies, you know, the like EA, Activision, people like that. He tossed the idea of the game to them, and they said, no, space sims are dead. Space sims aren't going anywhere. They don't have very much success. And his argument was, well, that's true, but we've never tried to push a space sim with the amount of technology we have today on the PC. Now, a lot of the producers, distribution companies and things, they don't like PC games because PC games are a lot easier to pirate. But you know, that it is true. That is true. Piracy does happen. But on games like these, it's been proven that a lot of people don't want to pirate them because they want the game to succeed and go as far as it possibly can. Gamers have proven time and time again that they fucking love great video games. They love them. And why wouldn't they? People have been spending thousands and thousands of their own dollars to make sure that World of Warcraft is still up and running. I mean, it's been a pay-to-play game since it's been established, and people have been playing it for years, paying $15 a month or paying for full year subscriptions and things like that. I mean, they just do it. Now down here you've got the packages, which I'll show you all the different ships so that you can actually see them. Right here is the 300i. This is the one that they if you go back to the Star Citizen page right here, you see I have a lot of tabs. That's almost all of that is manga. And that's a Bon Jovi song. I don't really like Bon Jovi, but I really like Dead or Alive. I like that song. Wanted, Dead or Alive. I do like that. Oh, that's the wiki. So the 300i is a dogfighting ship mainly, and it's also a secondary focus is for courier. So you can upgrade. Basically, everything is in stock. You can upgrade individual components on all of your ships, just like you can in most racing games, for instance. So you can upgrade engines, jump drives, things of that nature, and make this ship really focused on currying. So it can zip across space as fast as possible. Now the class modules, hardpoints. Hardpoints are places you can put weapons. Class 1 weapons are obviously the lowest, Class 4 are the highest. Class 4 weapons are typically either AI controlled or man controlled turrets. So they're usually turrets that can pivot, swivel and stuff. I believe Class 3 weapons are usually pivoting weapons as well. They're AI controlled or player controlled. And Class 2 weapons. I believe both of these are typically missiles of some sort. As you'll see, this is the P-52, this is the Merlin. This is actually, it has hard points on it, 3 Class 1 hard points. The number of hard points means that's how many weapons you can put on that of this class. So there's 3 hard points for a Class 1 weapon, meaning that this ship has 3 different places you can add Class 1 weaponry. This has 2-volt Stinger repeater lasers and a Klausen-Werner Mark 40F Gatling laser cannon. The laser cannon's most likely on the bottom, and then those 2 things you see right there are probably the laser repeaters. Either that or that may be the laser Gatling right there on the front, somewhere on the front. Either way. And then it has a hard point for a Class 3, which is probably some sort of either pivotal laser or pivotal missile turret, which you can equip. So there's all sorts of these, all sorts of different games. This is a snub fighter that fits in the hangar of the RSI Constellation. The Constellation is the biggest pledge ship you can currently get right now. And by pledge ship, I mean you can pledge different amounts of money in order to get the game. So if you get the Digital Scout, then you get the finished game for the PC. With an RSI Aurora. That's the lowest tier pledge ship, but it's still higher than the starting ship that most other people are going to get. So they've got like lists of all the ships right here. This is the Aurora. We'll open that up real quick and you can see it. The Aurora is mostly a light mercantile and an exploration ship. It has a fairly large cargo bay, so you can handle 5 to 10 tons, meaning you can go out and find things like I was talking about, mining asteroid fields and the like. You can pick it up and load it into the cargo bay. If you happen to destroy another ship, or if you're traveling with a group of people and they destroy a ship, you can go out in a spacesuit, or other ships can use tractor beams and stuff. You can actually load the stuff into the cargo bay, take it back, and sell it. If you conquer a ship, which it is possible to use a tractor beam, trap a ship, use a docking platform to actually dock the ship, and if you have enough people, you can jump in that ship, kill the pilot, and then steal the ship. You're not going to be able to sell it on an official market, they've already mentioned that, but there will be black markets and there will be other places on fringe space, like other players for instance, where you can go and sell this ship. There are also ways that you can replace the basically space VIN numbers for ships. Like you can have forged documents and licenses and VINs and everything to make the ship seem legitimate, even though it's not, even though it's been completely stolen by you or by your friends. So this game is unbelievably in depth. There's a lot of other things here, like upgrade capacity 2 to 4, meaning there's a lot of things that you can upgrade if we go back to the Star Citizen and then head to ships real quick. I'll look some more at the digital packages. You can look up the ships if you want as well. Go to the Wikia. It's got all the ships here. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the 300i and also the let's get rid of the Aurora. Yes, I did. And let's pull up the Constellation. The Constellation, I have shelled out a decent amount of money. I saved up money that I had, and I have worked to gain some extra money, and I've shelled out enough to become a Rear Admiral, which I think is funny. Rear Admiral, you know, a lot of butt jokes there. Anyway, the Rear Admiral comes with the top-of-the-line RSI Constellation spaceship ready to fly. The Constellation, that's the highest pledge ship you can get right now. This thing comes stock with 2 Bay-Ring M3A laser cannons. Those are the Class 1 weapons. 4 Class 2, or potentially 4, but it comes with 2 ANR Pike 4 neutron guns. That means I can get 2 more class weapons on top of that. 2 Bay-Ring Judge missiles. Now if you look, where is the larger picture of the actual ship, and I will be able to show you. They've got all sorts of interior shots, like, you know, you've got these. You can go into the interior of your ship. You and your crew can go into the interior of your ship and, like, that's an advertisement. Look around and do things. Now, it's not perfectly rendered because it's not done yet, but, like, that's where the shower will be. That's where the toilet will be. These are the bunks where you can sleep. Limited hypersleep, limited high G protection, crash protection, things like that. Really in depth is what they're planning on doing with this. Now, if you look at this larger photo, these are the deployed missile batteries. These are swing missiles, equipment wings, meaning that they fold in, and when you're ready, they can swing out and just launch a ton of missiles at whoever. These are the main thrusters, and right here are the Class 4 turrets. There's one on the top, one on the bottom. If you look at right here, it has 2 hardpoints for Class 4, and it comes with 1 M5A laser cannon, which is a turret that can be manned by your friends. And if you go back to the Star Citizen thing right here, I said again, you can look at all this and then look up the different ships by going to the wiki. You can look at the Freelancer. Recently, like I said, this was the 300i that they were talking about, which you can do a lot of different stuff with. The 300i is this says primary focus is touring, but that's not true. It's dogfighting, which it says pretty clearly somewhere. Somewhere it says that it's a dogfighter at heart, so I don't know. Maybe it changed recently. Anyway, there are multiples because recently they released a video. If you see right here, introducing the 300 series from Origin Jump Works, they actually released a commercial for the in-game company Origin and their jump ship, and then they released a whole bunch of different classes of the 300i. So you've got the 300i, the 325A, the 350R. 350R is a racer, so it's very fast. It's perfect for courier work. The 300A, I believe, well, let's see, 315P. This is an exploration and courier. So it starts off with a tractor beam, so that's why it's a courier. And the 300, the 325A has missile racks attached to it, so you can shoot missiles. Again, there's a whole lot of things. This is the carrier that I was talking to you about before. That big, that is purchasable in game. You can purchase it. You can fly it. That can be yours. This carrier, as big as it is, you can own it. you can use it. And it's not one of those limited like guild setup places where you can just teleport from place to place and then send ships out. No, you can fly this baby anywhere you want to devastate the enemy. If that's what you want to do it. It's all you. All of these. Now, of course, it's very expensive, I'm assuming. It's got 16 maneuvering thrusters. This right here is something that you'll have to look, if you have to go to Star Citizen and actually look at the different videos that they have. There's a Star Citizen, Robert Space Industries YouTube page. I would suggest going to that and looking at all the different videos that they posted up because they're really interesting. So you've got single player, offline or online, drop in, drop out co-op play, persistent universe, hosted by the US, moddable multiplayer, which is hosted by you, that's private servers, no subscription, no pay to win. The things that you can pay for are ships that you can buy in game. So basically you can just pay to be able to get money to get them faster, or like this, you can subscribe, get packages, and then start with these ships. So basically you just get a jump start. It's not pay to win. You will get a jump start, but every single one of these pledge ships you can get in the game. You can purchase it yourself. And as far as I know, I don't think you can actually purchase a Bengal carrier. See, like if you're a Grand Admiral, you get all 5 of the pledge ships. High Admiral, again, you get a Constellation. Lifetime insurance means you don't have to pay for insurance. Insurance you pay for in-game with in-game credits, not real life money. So don't worry about that. That isn't a real money thing to try to suck you in. That's not a microtransaction there. The microtransactions, they said, are probably going to be like custom skins, decals, things of that nature. Purely vanity items. No special ships, no special weapons, nothing like that. All vanity. So, let's see, what was I talking about again? Oh yeah, the thrusters and stuff. These maneuvering thrusters right here determine how you move around, like roll, dodge, twist, basically set your ship up so that you can start firing at people. There are plenty of videos that describe it, and also each of the thrusters can actually be damaged, which will affect the way that your ship turns and maneuvers in real time, as if that specific thruster had been damaged. It won't just like lower your maneuverability by 15% or something if you lose several thrusters. It will act as if that specific thruster is offline and you can no longer use it to turn. Theoretically, if all of the thrusters that you were using that turned your ship to the right, that allowed your ship to turn to the right, were disabled, you would no longer be able to turn to the right. You would have to circle to the left constantly to be able to aim somewhere off to the right. You'd have to just circle all the way to the left until you were aimed up at whatever it is that you wanted to fire on. So, of course, to combat this, there are quite a few class 4 weapons that are mobile turrets, and there are class 3 weapons that are on pivots, so you don't have to turn to fire, but it means that your class 1, most of your class 1 and class 2 weapons will be completely worthless unless somebody just flies in front of you, which would be very stupid of them if they spent all that time to knock out your thrusters. So again, the 315P, that's just an exploration vehicle and a courier vehicle. It's got a tractor beam, so you can like pick up space debris, destroyed ships, mineral deposits and stuff, and then load them into your cargo bay. But it doesn't have a very large cargo capacity, only 8 tons. And the mass when it's empty is 20,000 kilograms. So again, there is a lot of stuff in this game, and I got sidetracked. Let me go back to the where is it? Star Citizen. Was it up at the top or something? Oh, right there. Ships. You go to ships. That's weird. You go all the way down. You can look at some of the upgrades that you can do. Down here, it will say like missiles. It'll guidance, propulsion, payload, all this different stuff. And then if you go to the actual ships, the manufacturers, Robert Space Industries, RSI, Origin Jump Works, Musashi Industrial, and Starflight Concern, which is MISC. Drake Interplanetary, a legitimate company. It is an open secret that they manufacture cheap, well-armed craft favored by pirates to the point that they're named in the vein Cutlass, Buccaneer, Privateer, and Marauder, etc. All those are games or ships that you can buy. Anvil Aerospace produces dogfighters. One of them that I know of right now is the Hornet. It's like the first dogfighter, or it's a good dogfighter. So here it has the Aurora, like that I was telling you about before. Focus, exploration, light, mercantile, upgrade capacity that I was talking about. You can upgrade several different things. You can upgrade your crew from having one person that can Basically, more than one person, I believe, can be in the ship, even though the crew is a max of 1. That means that only the pilot can control everything. So you sit your pilot down and he controls all the lasers and everything else. But you can upgrade it to have a capacity of 4, meaning that I believe there are other things that people can do inside of the ship. Either that, or because they haven't specified everything quite clearly yet, there may be stuff that the crew can do, just maybe only one person can ride in the ship at a time. I'm not entirely sure, I'm not positive. For instance, the 300i has crew 1, upgrade capacity 6, I believe. Anyway, I believe that's what it means. But I'm not positive because it says crew max 1, crew max 1. So maybe I'm wrong. I could very much be wrong. Upgrade capacity could talk about all sorts of different things, like upgrade capacity of 6. Maybe you can upgrade your engines, your thrusters, all sorts of things like that. I don't know. I'm not positive. So, you know, don't hold all this as being true, as being 100% fact, because this game is still very far from launch. It doesn't launch. The estimated launch time is next year. In December 2014, I think November or October is the beta, and the alpha test is supposed to be sometime coming up this December 2013. The alpha test is just going to be flying around in space and shooting, like just dogfighting with your ships and getting used to them. The actual beta, you'll be able to go out and like explore the persistent universe and all the star systems. As of right now, when the game launches, they're supposed to have 100 available star systems that you can fly out to. There are over 40 something squad 42 missions. Some of them are secret missions, but you can still do them. Of course, they're just labeled as like intelligence missions, secret missions, and then there's the main storyline missions. Let's see, the Constellation has a crew max of 4. That is because the reason why it's a crew max of 4, I believe upgrade capacity is 14. So I don't think 14 people can be on the Constellation. I believe the crew max is 4 means you can have 1 pilot, you have 2 potential, you're equipped with 1 class 4 laser cannon, which is a turret. Somebody can actually get in there and control that turret. You can get 2 of them, up to 2 of them, meaning you can have 2 of your friends, your real life friends, on your ship, jump into those turrets, and then control them. There is also a short-range P-52 space fighter. One of your friends can jump into the space fighter and be flying around and defend you as well. To me, that's just fucking awesome. That is just effing awesome. Again, if you had a Bengal, the big carrier class, you can store ships inside of that Bengal. So if something were to happen and you were like, well, fuck, we're in trouble. I'm not doing anything from here. I'm not really being very effective as a pilot because we've been massively damaged and everything. We're not going to be able to maneuver very much anymore. You can leave. You can jump into one of your fighters. You can take off out of your Bengal. You can set it there to where like the AI and stuff will still control it and still like be shooting things. And you can try to take people out using your little, you know, whatever ship you have loaded in it. It can load, I believe, the smaller ships, but it can't load the larger ships, if I'm correct. I don't think it can load a Constellation, but it could load like a 300i, an Aurora, or a Hornet, a Cutlass, any of those. I'm almost positive. But you saw how hard it could potentially be to take down a Bengal anyway, because that was the commercial that we just watched a second ago. So, Cutlasses, Caterpillar, that is another Drake interplanetary. That's like the evil version of the Constellation. So as it says right here, designed for supporting pirate operations, the Caterpillar features a large cargo hold for carrying loot, heavier armor than other freighters in this class, and room for 5 crew able to serve in the boarding operations. Despite its heavy armor, the Caterpillar isn't a bulldog. A successful operation will require a fighter escort. Wow, that was very hard for me to talk. It was incredibly difficult to even talk. So, class 4 equipped, 2 Bay Ring M5 laser cannons and 1 Elsys Mark III tractor beam. So there's only 2 class 4 hard points. Again, there's 2 class 3 hard points, 4 class 2 hard points, no class 1 hard points, as far as I can tell. M50, that is a racer. That is just an interceptor / racer from Origin, different than the 300 series. Retaliator, Aegis, that's a bomber. I don't really know what the point. I don't know what the point of bombers are, except maybe to take out like carriers. Possibly, that's possibly what they're there for. Starfarer is Musashi Industrial and Starflight Concern. I think the Misk also makes the Freelancer, which is a really cool ship. It's for heavy mercantile or deep exploration, that's a ship that I really want, is the Freelancer. So this one I believe is just like it's a tanker / refueler. Now it says in the game, they've mentioned that you can refuel your ships at you can either refuel them at actual refineries like gas stations and stuff like that are in space, that are in big colonies, or orbiting bodies, things that are out there that you can visit, like I don't know, basically space stations that are all over the place. So you can go to space stations and refuel, or, and this is really interesting, you can get a ship kind of like this, a refueler / tanker. You can go to gas giant planets or stars, certain stars. You can collect the stuff that's necessary from them to produce fuel, and then you can do one of two things. Either A, if you only have a tanker, you can collect it, bring it to a refinery, and refine it into fuel, and then sell it for a profit. Or you can upgrade later on. They haven't released all the ships that are going to be in the game right now, but you can upgrade you can find a ship that is similar to the Starfarer, or possibly upgrade the Starfarer. They haven't made it clear again. You can have a mobile refinery. You can have a refinery equipped onto a ship similar to this. You can bring this refinery to a gas giant, have it gather up the resources it needs, refine the fuel on the ship, and then basically be a mobile just base of operations, like a mini base of operations that people, if you have a guild or something, those people can fly around this thing and they can refuel, they can go out. You can have all sorts of people on this massive mission to go out and collect I don't know, all these minerals off of a planet or off of an asteroid belt. So you can take the fuel tanker out there so that you guys can all go out. The tanker will be sitting there refining fuel, making the fuel, and then giving it out to people. You can have the mercantile vessels pull up. You have the fighters that are protecting your fleet. You have all the people dragging all of the stuff that they possibly can. Then all of you leave the sector. You go back, you sell all the stuff, you divvy up the money, and then you go back and do it again. You can do it again and again. These big guild missions that you can do in this manner that truly feels like you're in an episode of Star Trek. Like you're a part of Starfleet. It is amazing. That's all there is to it. It's amazing. To me. I am absurdly excited about this, and I've been talking for almost 30 minutes now. And as you can tell, I could talk for another 30 minutes. I could talk for another 10 hours. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to post this video up. This is the stuff that I've learned. And I'm going to go through and I'm going to talk about all sorts of different ships. I'm going to talk about everything that I know of, everything that's speculated about. I'm going to look through forums and stuff. I'm going to keep up to date on this game, and I'm going to show you guys as much as I physically can. I'm just going to leave you with a picture of this just Bengal carrier. This is the inside of the carrier. This is the ship that you can have. You can own this. Look how big that is compared to the other ships. Look at the size of those fucking turrets. My God. That you can have that. You can have that. That's amazing. To me, this is a game that I've dreamed about for a long time, and it's finally becoming a reality. And thank you, God. Thank you. Thank you, Robert. Thank you for all the hundreds of thousands of people that donated to make this game possible. Thank you. Oh, thank you. I'm so excited to see this. Look at this. 193,707 Space Sim fans. RSI 159,310. Kickstarter 34,000. These are the people that don't. Basically, the space Space Sim fans. 159,000 people have donated directly to the Robert Space Industries website. 34,000 donated to Kickstarter. Kickstarter raised over $2 million. RSI itself has raised over $8 million. That's just people going and buying, like I said, the pledge ships that I was talking about down here, which I did. I am a Rear Admiral. So, if you guys are interested in this game and you want to jump into it too, I highly encourage you to do so. Do any of it. As long as you pay, I think, $5 or more, you get access to the alpha and the beta. If you don't get access to the alpha or beta. Sorry, $40, not $30. And then if you want to jump in, I would say if you got the $65, that's how much you would pay for a normal game. Do it because the Origin 300i is pretty neat. If you want to jump into one of these two, the Freelancer allows you to get the MISC Freelancer, which is a cool ship that you can look at. This gets you the Aerospace Hornet, which is a really neat, mobile, very fast, very efficient dogfighter, and it's a really cool looking. You can see that's basically that's the Hornet right there, the Anvil Aerospace Hornet. And you can see it. It's in one of the videos that explains how thrusters work and maneuverability works and everything. So you can actually see it in action if you want to, if you go to the Robert Space Industries YouTube site. And I have talked for long enough, but there was one more thing, I believe, account. I hope there isn't something here that I need to edit out. Enter refer Sturm and Drink. No, that is not the person who referred me. 1 second. Let me pause this real quick. There we go. I found it. So, important recruiting information. Your recruiting URL is your unique link to share with your family, friends, and enemies. What better revenge than blowing them away in space? So I'm going to leave this URL down at the bottom of this video. If you like this video, if you want to see more news, if you like this game, and you decide to purchase one of the packages for the game, enter this URL, or just go to this URL and then try to buy something. It will count as a recruit total for me, which will help me out. And if you want to play the game with me, I am fully ready to start up a guild and everything else to actually really kick off playing this game. As you know, as I've said already, I will have a constellation. I will have a heavy space superiority weapon. That is what this is. Long range mercantile or space superiority. You better believe I will be going for space superiority. I will have more missiles than I know what to do with. All 6 class 3, I'm going to have missiles. I'm going to have more neutron guns. I'm going to have more missiles. I'm going to have turrets. I'm going to have a little ship that flies around, shoots people in the face. You want to play with me in this game? I can now allow you to be a member of my personal crew. People in my guild can just play online with me in my ship, or they can fly along in their own ships and fly beside me. I'm going to play this game just tons and tons. I'm going to spend so much time in this game and make so many videos about this game that it's going to be ridiculous when it comes out next year. I'm so sad that I have to wait for a whole fucking year, but apparently I'm going to have to. Oh, I want this. I want you so bad. Constellation. Just downright iconic looking is correct. Look at that. Unbelievable. And just downright iconic looking. So that concludes this episode of Star Citizen news-ish stuff. I'm going to talk about this game a whole lot more. And I'm going to keep you up to date whenever new stuff happens. If you guys like it, if you want to learn more about it, let me know. If you don't like this video and if you don't like this news session kind of thing, go ahead and tell me. And I'll cut back on it a little bit, but not all of it, because again, I love this game and I'm going to talk about it some more. So that's how it's going to be. But that's it. That's it for me. This is Sage. Please buy this game and play this game with me. I would love to play this game with you, my fans, my friends, everybody. I want this game to happen. It is going to happen, and I would love to see you in this world. I would love to conquer a star system with you. That is a possibility. I would love to build up enough money to buy a Bengal carrier. I would love for you guys to have Bengal carriers. I would love to have some of my earlier fans become officers in a giant military, space, navy, and I would like to move in on one of the 100 star systems that will be there at launch, and they will be adding more along the way. I would like to move in, conquer it, and take it for ourselves. My in-game name will be Beard Beast, and I have not quite thought of a guild name for us yet, but I'll be working on it. I believe that my constellation is going to be called the Beard of Zeus. Not positive with that. Either that or just the Sage. I don't know. I'll think of a name. Throw some ideas my way if you feel like it. Be pretty cool. Until next time, guys, this is Sage, and again, buy the game. Be a part of this. It's gonna be fucking awesome. It's gonna be just fucking awesome. Alright, that's it. Till next time, guys. Peace. Hey, if you like that content, why don't you do me a super huge favor and click that like button. And if you like all of my content and want to see more, why don't you hit that subscribe button so you can be updated anytime I do anything new. And well, if you want to be my best friend, you can go ahead and try to share this on Facebook or Twitter or Reddit, anywhere really. Get that stuff out there and help this channel grow. It'd really mean a lot to me.